Good morning and thank you for keeping it here on African News 24 TV, your trusted destination for breaking stories and in-depth updates from across the continent and the world. I'm Mary ADIM here to bring you the top stories in politics, sports and beyond. The federal government of Nigeria is set to fast-track the trial of approximately 5,000 suspected Boko Haram insurgents currently held in various detention facilities across the country. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, emphasized the need for swift prosecution to combat insecurity and boost public confidence in the justice system. The trial, which will be conducted by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation in collaboration with the Office of the National Security Advisor, aims to hold accountable those involved in terrorism, kidnapping, and other violent crimes. The Legal Aid Council has been mandated to provide defense for the suspect, with around 283 already interviewed to determine their involvement. Gunmen have abducted 166 Christian worshippers in Kaduna State's Wali community, demanding a 29 million naira deposit for their release. The incident occurred on January 18, 2026, when armed men attacked 3 churches, taking worshippers hostage. The kidnappers, allegedly Fulani ethnic militia, are demanding the return of 17 motorcycles they claim were taken by the community. The villagers are struggling to meet the demands, with some residents saying they can't afford to pay. The Kaduna state government and police initially denied the incident, but later confirmed the abduction. The military has launched operations to rescue the hostages and dismantle the kidnappers' camp. The Adara Development Association has accused the police and local government of covering up the incident, demanding an apology. The association says the attack is part of a pattern of violence in the area, leaving communities in fear. The Labour Party faction led by Abia State Governor Alex Otti has called for reconciliation and unity within the party following a federal high court ruling that sacked Julius Abure as national chairman. The court ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to recognize Senator Nenadi Usman-led caretaker committee as the party's legitimate leadership. The ruling, delivered by Justice Peter Lifo, cited a Supreme Court verdict that affirmed the legitimacy of the caretaker leadership. Abure's faction had vowed to appeal the decision, arguing it contradicts the Supreme Court's April 2025 ruling on the party's leadership dispute. Governor Otti's bloc has urged all tendencies within the party to embrace dialogue, emphasizing the need for unity and collective progress. Senator Usman has announced plans to establish a Truth and Reconciliation Committee to restore harmony within the party. The leadership crisis in the Labour Party stems from an expanded stakeholders meeting in Umuahia, Abia State, where Abure was removed as national chairman and a 29-member caretaker committee was constituted, with Usman as chair. A power struggle is brewing within the Oyo State Council of Obas, pitting the Alafin of Oyo, Oba Abimbola Akim Owode, against the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Adewolu Rashidi Ladoja, and the son of Ogbomosho, Oba Laoye Gandhi. The controversy surrounds the proposed amendment to the Oyo State Council of Obas and Chiefs Law, which seeks to make the Alafin the permanent chairman of the council. However, the Olubadan and Son have rejected this proposal, advocating for a rotational chairmanship instead. The dispute has led to tensions between the two factions. The Oyo Forum, a cultural group, has urged Governor Seyi Makinde to withhold her assent to the bill, citing concerns over the potential desecration of the Alafin's stool. The Olubadan has emerged as the chairman of the council for a 2-year term, following Governor Makinde's inauguration of the maiden rotational Oyo State Council of Obas. However, the Alafin boycotted the event, denying that he was consulted on the appointment. Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho has called for calm, urging traditional rulers to prioritize security and unity in the region. The Eselu of Iselu Kingdom, Oba Akintunde Akinyemi, has also cautioned the Alaafin against publicly challenging the governor's authority, warning that it could attract sanctions. Senior Advocate of Nigeria and human rights lawyer Chief Mike Ozekome is set to be arraigned before the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja on Monday, January 26, over allegations of fraud related to a property in London, United Kingdom. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has filed a 3-count charge against Ozekome, accusing him of receiving the property located at 79 Randall Avenue, London Northwest 2, 7XX, through corrupt means and using forged documents to claim ownership. The charges stem from a petition submitted to the ICPC by the Human and Environmental Development Agenda, referencing a British court judgment that linked Ozekome and others to a web of fraud and forged documents. Ozekome allegedly received the property as a gift from a man identified as Shani Tali in August 2021, despite knowing it constituted a felony. He also allegedly created a false Nigerian passport bearing Tali's name to support his claim. The ICPC has listed several witnesses, including investigators and a representative of the Nigerian Immigration Service, to testify against Ozekome. And in business news, Nigerians spent an estimated 1.58 trillion naira on petrol in December 2025, according to a report from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA). This figure is based on the total volume of petrol consumed, approximately 1.97 billion liters, and an average pump price of 800 per liter across major cities. The report attributes the high consumptions to increased travel, festive movement, and commercial activities during the Yuletide season. Daily petrol consumption averaged 63.7 million liters in December, the highest since October 2024. For context, daily consumption was 52.3 million liters in December 2024. The Dangote refinery contributed significantly to local supply, providing 992 million liters of petrol in December, while imports accounted for 1.31 billion liters. Despite improved domestic refining, petrol prices varied, with some northern regions selling above 800 naira per liter. And on the foreign scene, a devastating fire at a shopping mall in Karachi, Pakistan, has resulted in 29 deaths, with dozens still missing. The blaze broke out on Saturday night at Agul Plaza, a multi-story complex housing around 1,200 shops, and took over 24 hours to control. Rescue teams have been searching through the rubble, retrieving bodies and sending them for DNA testing to aid identification. The same provincial government has launched an investigation into the cause of the fire and potential mistakes in rescue efforts. The fire is Karachi's deadliest since an industrial site blaze in 2012 killed over 260 people. Authorities have registered 84 people as missing, and many families are anxiously waiting news of their loved ones. The death toll is expected to rise as rescue operations continue, with officials warning that the building structure is unstable and could collapse at any moment. And welcome to sports. Former Super Eagles captain Sanwo-Olu has blamed Victor Osimhen for Nigeria's failure to win the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title, citing the striker's public confrontation with Ademola Lookman as the turning point. Olu argues that Osimhen's outburst during Nigeria's 4-0 win over Mozambique in the round of 16 disrupted team chemistry and demoralized Lookman, who was Nigeria's top attacker at the tournament. Quote, "Let's look at the toxicity that might have cost us the AFCON title. Victor Osimhen is world-class, but talent is not a license to destroy team chemistry. Since that public outburst against Ademola Lookman, Lookman became a shadow of himself and we lost the fight," Olu added. Nigeria eventually finished third in the tournament, beating Egypt on penalties in the third-place playoff. Olu believes that with better team discipline, Nigeria could have won the title.
We are confusing talent with license. Victor Osimhen is world-class, but talent is not a license to destroy team chemistry. Look at the evidence. Since that public outburst against Ademola Lookman, one of our brightest lights, Lookman became a shadow of himself and we lost the fight. When you publicly diminish your teammates, you break their spirit. You destroy the very confidence a team needs to survive a semi-final. Against a team as tactically sharp as Morocco, we needed our best players at 100%. Statistically, Ademola Lookman was the most dangerous player in the tournament until that public verbal abuse broke his focus. You cannot expect a playmaker to perform miracles on the pitch when he has been demoralized by his own teammate. The conflict did its damage. We didn't just lose a game, we lost the psychological edge we needed to win.
Welcome to entertainment. Afrobeat superstar Davido has been cleared of paternity allegations by his father, Dr. Deji Adeleke, who presented DNA test results showing a 0.00% probability of Davido being the father of 12-year-old Sanwo-Olu. The controversy began when Sanwo-Olu's mother, Ayola Binjo, claimed Davido was the father, citing a meeting in Ibadan where she allegedly became pregnant. However, Dr. Adeleke says multiple DNA tests, including one conducted at Verdict Life Care Hospital in Lagos, with samples analyzed in South Africa, proved Davido is not the biological father. The Adeleke family has conducted 5 DNA tests, all yielding the same result. Dr. Adeleke accused journalist Kemi Oluloyo of orchestrating the controversy, saying she's been impersonating Sanwo-Olu on social media. Sanwo-Olu's mother disputes the claims, alleging only one test was done in 2014 and calling for an independent test supervised by the U.S. Embassy. And that's it for now. Keep following us on africannews24.ng for continuous updates on this and other stories. Connect with us across all our social media platforms to stay informed and ahead of the curve. I'm ADIM. See you at noon.